It's a very good afternoon. Welcome to ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a look at our top stories. ZANU-PF and ANC meet in Harare. We'll give you more. After the death of 22 jumbos, Zimbabwe burns elephant carcasses. Zambia mourns death of good luck fish. Zimbabwe cricket star shines in Australia. The African National Congress's top brass and senior members of Zimbabwe's ruling ZANU-PF party are meeting in Harare. Although the full agenda has not been made public, ZANU-PF says the meeting will set the record straight on the situation in Zimbabwe. ZTN's Taku Chihambakwe is trailing them. Let's find out more. Taku, good afternoon. What's the latest?
Well, thank you, Christine. I can indeed confirm that the African National Congress delegation is indeed in a locked-door meeting with its colleagues from the ruling party ZANU-PF here at the ZANU-PF headquarters in the capital. The meeting started around 10 a.m. this morning, and we've been promised that there will be a media briefing at around 3 p.m. We'll be keeping you updated with all those developments happening here at the ZANU-PF HQ. But let me hasten to say that the ambassador, South African ambassador to Zimbabwe, Mr. Mbete, told us that this delegation is different from the delegation that came through and met with His Excellency President Mnangagwa a month ago at the State House. This meeting is a party-to-party dialogue between the two revolutionary parties, and the ANC delegation is being led by the ANC Secretary General, Mr. Ace Magushela. So we'll be keeping you updated with everything that will be happening here from the HQ. Back to you in the studio.
Conservationists in Zimbabwe are pleased with the ban on mining in national parks, but they will not withdraw their court challenge as yet. Before the ban, the conservationists had approached the High Court to stop exploratory work at Hwange National Park by some foreign companies. Zimbabwe Environmental Lawyers Association Deputy Director Shamiso Mtisi told ZTN that they will press on with the court case.
Yesterday, we received positively the news that Cabinet has decided to cancel all the mining licenses that were issued in Hwange National Park. Now, when it comes to the issue of our court application, we will not withdraw it. We need legal confirmation that there is a problem and that licenses will be cancelled. In terms of the law, we wouldn't just want to rely on a cabinet resolution and media reports and all that kind of thing.
Authorities in Zimbabwe say they have burnt all the 22 elephant carcasses that were discovered at Hwange National Park. This was done to prevent disease from spreading to humans and livestock, as the cause of death remains unknown. The jumbos were found dead at the park 2 weeks ago. ZimPark spokesperson Tinashe Farao spoke to ZTN.
We discovered about 22 dead elephants in Pandamasue Forest, in Woodlands Forest and Zambezi National Park. What we have done, we have taken samples of those elephants to ascertain the cause of the death. But after we have done that, we then burned the dead animals, the carcasses, and we burnt them and buried them to avoid transfer of diseases. That's what we have done. And like I said earlier, we are still waiting for results from the lab.
We move on to the courts, where MDC Alliance Vice Chairperson Job Sikhala will have to wait a bit longer for his bail application to be heard by the High Court. The hearing has been rolled over from today to Friday. Sikhala is facing charges of inciting public violence. Patience Namuro is on standby with more details.
Well, thank you, Christine. Job Sikhala was denied bail last week by Harare Magistrate Lazini Ngube, and his lawyers filed a High Court appeal against the conflict. The matter was supposed to be heard this morning, but it has been rolled over to Friday. We understand that Magistrate Lazini Ngube is yet to favour the High Court with the records of his ruling. Mrs. Sikhala will now remain in remand prison until his matter is heard by the High Court. We spoke to his lawyer Jeremiah Bamu earlier on the phone, and this is what he had to say.
It was postponed to Friday to enable the placement of the record before the court. As of end of day yesterday, the magistrate who presided over the matter was said to be off duty, and there was no other magistrate who was willing to look at the record, inspect it, and sign on his behalf.
With the COVID-19 pandemic seemingly receding, it appears most people are slowly throwing caution to the wind. Fewer people are wearing masks religiously, while the World Health Organization's guidelines are slowly being ignored. Zimbabwe has 7,388 COVID-19 cases, with 218 deaths. ZTN's Munashe Mukahlera is on the streets of Zimbabwe's capital, Harare. Munashe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Christine. The coronavirus has been around for about 5 months. That is, of course, since Zimbabwe recorded its first case. It appears, however, that people have somewhat gotten used to the beast. People are not practicing physical distancing, not wearing their masks properly, and in some cases, not wearing them at all. Yet the virus is still claiming lives. Now, experts say if this trend continues, we might witness an upsurge of cases at a time where other countries seem to be managing infections. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
The sun is shining and Zimbabweans are also shining, donning the latest fashion trends, but there are always two sides to the coin. While some go about their business dressed like models from fashion magazines, others, although in the minority, are inviting the fashion police with their outstanding dressing and colors. To get a sense of what's hot and what's not this summer season, ZTN's Kimberly Jiro spoke to clothing boutique owners, fashion designers and ordinary folk.
To get a sense of the thinking behind people as they make the streets of Harare their runway, I spoke to people from across the spectrum, retailers and clients alike. I found out that their sense of taste is as varied as the number of petals on a rose.
In summer, you should wear trendy hats, sun hats, a crop top, so that you feel the sun on your skin.
That we're going to be seeing a lot of chapels, a lot of shorts, short sleeve shirts, even shirts that allow the temperature not to put you down. You don't want you like a scenario where you see people falling down. That's never good. So at least a lot of light colored shirts, a lot of light colored shorts, even trousers that are not too heavy, something that just makes the body cool.
The trends that I'm expecting this season, the shorts, the palazzos are trending, the long ones, even the short ones, crop tops, flared dresses, and of course shorts, some call them mini dresses, the yellows, the orange, all the bright colors that you can think of, the greens, the red. I love green personally, so yeah.
Someone really light, say outfit and
Zambia's President Edgar Lungu has joined the nation in mourning the death of a fish that lived in a pond at the country's second biggest university. Students at Copperbelt University lit candles and marched around campus to mourn the big fish. The hashtag Mafishi, as the fish was affectionately known, is trending on Twitter in the southern African state. For the past 2 decades, CBU students had believed the fish would bring them good luck in exams. His death was still being investigated. Final clinical trials for a coronavirus vaccine developed by AstraZeneca and Oxford University have been put on hold after a participant had a suspected adverse reaction in the UK. AstraZeneca described it as a routine pause in the case of an unexplained illness. The outcome of vaccine trials is being closely watched around the world. The AstraZeneca Oxford University vaccine is seen as a strong contender among dozens being developed globally. We move now to sports, where Anesu Mushangwe started playing cricket for fun as a Form 2 student at Sekewan High School in Chitungwiza. Now she has blossomed into one of Zimbabwe's finest players. The leg spinner, who is known for putting in the hard yards in her game, opens up to ZTN on life as an overseas player in Australia, where she recently won Australia awards.
Well, it's not easy being an overseas player when you're not performing well. So when I came here, I really struggled, and I think my first 3 or 4 games, I just didn't perform well, and it really affected me mentally. But my coach here, he was always positive, and he believed in me, so he helped me a lot mentally. And also I had a friend in Zimbabwe. He was once an overseas player, so he once had that situation. So he just told me to keep my head up, because it's not always going to be like that. Yeah, but when things are going well, it's fun.
Top championship striker Ollie Watkins has joined marvellous Nakamba's Aston Villa. He joins from Brentford as Villa tries to close the gaps that almost resulted in relegation. Last season, Watkins was the championship's joint top scorer with 26 goals. And that's it from us at News Blitz. Thanks for watching.